What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, there's a lot of things to talk about, but I'm only going to talk about one thing today, and that's Nvidia. Nvidia has been on the wrong side of people's good graces, I guess. That's a bad way to say that. They've been on the wrong side of the rhetoric of the zeitgeist for a little bit. They've kind of been slowly going there. I mean, kind of, I guess ever since the 5000 series came out, where it's like not really the best, and you know the prices went crazy and all that stuff. But that's not even it. It's DLSS 5. Now, the problem with look, Nvidia, I don't really like Nvidia here. I mean, whatever, their graphics, they AI, whatever. That's not the point. The point is their business practices, whatever. But I have a problem with all these creators coming out and screaming at the top of their lungs like little biatches, AI slop, AI slop. Luke Stevens, I'm looking at you. Fratanga, I'm looking at you. I don't care who it is. You're crying AI slop. Why? Young, yeah, I don't know if he actually cried AI slop. I didn't watch his video. But he reported on the fact that everybody's freaking out about the AI slop. What I'm talking about is DLSS 5 supposed to have some AI lighting and what else does it do? Textures and lighting. AI textures and lighting. And it's AI, so it looks like AI slop, quote unquote. And I agree to a certain extent. But the main problem with it is that it looks, if you take a still frame of it, it looks really good. It looks realistic. It looks photorealistic. It looks like a real person, right? But when you put that reality, when you put that real look on top of something that doesn't move realistically, that's when the Uncanny Valley comes into play. Now, I'm going to call it Uncanny Valley version 2. This is 2.0. Uncanny Valley 2.0. UV 2.0. That's what this is. Because, yeah, it does look really good in some instances, and then it doesn't. Like, I was watching, first one I saw was Luke Stevens, right? And he was, like, doing the slide thing, and it was with the Grace, and she was on the street and stuff. And she was like, that's the regular. And then, and look, the lips are bigger when they put filler and their eyes are different. And I'm like, okay, first off, everybody who's saying, oh, it doesn't even look the same. Of course it doesn't look the same. It's, you know, they put, if you take a flat image with garbage textures and then you put it into ray tracing or path tracing, it's going to look different. It's going to look better. But that's not what they said. And then the fact that if you look at the art, if you look at the first model, not even that picture is really bad because I think the positioning was off, but the lips do look a little different just on that particular demonstration. But all the other ones look exactly, it's the exact same model. I don't think people realize how much lighting and texturing does to make something look realistic and look good. Because I've been doing Blender modeling for years, right? And I go in there and I'm making the model, I'm roughing it out, I'm getting the details and it looks like hot trash garbage. It looks like trashy trash garbage. I put some textures on there, still kind of looks like garbage. Oh, you gotta line it up right. Still looks like garbage. It doesn't look good until you spit it out, render it, ray tracing. Okay? That's when it looks good. I mean, I don't have a computer strong enough to do actual cycles, ray tracing in the in the viewport. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta just render it out, just do a F12 real quick and see what it look like. But you even simple like a sphere on a table looks like hot trash, and then you put in ray tracing and it looks amazing. It looks realistic. And so these developers, these content creators who are just speaking out of emotion, speaking out of the whole AI slop. Oh, let me say do an AI slop thing because people like that. I'm gonna get views, basically. The more that I see the whole, internet, the more I am like, I thought you were not a grifter. Why are you grifting right now in this particular moment? Why are you grifting? maybe it's not grifting, but maybe they're just, being over dramatic. But the point is, I see the potential in this type of technology. I don't want to rely on Nvidia to be the stewards of this. I want to see what AMD does with the same type of kind of technology. As far as lighting, I mean, look, here's my thing, right? You could say, okay, the Grace, whatever it's called, DLSS 5 version of Grace looks great, looks beautiful, like especially the close up with the specularity in her eyes and stuff. Like the eyes, look at the eyes on each of those freaking models and tell me that doesn't look better than the original. And if you say it doesn't look better than the original, then you're lying and you're blind. But I think that they can utilize that type of technology smartly, effectively, without having to have two freaking 5090s. And that's how they did the demo with 250. I'm like, first of all, how they're showing this to us is unrealistic. Nobody's going to have two 5090s. Nobody's going to have one 5090. Let's be real. So in reality, in realism, they won't have that type of results commonly. Like, you do RE9 with one 5070, it's not even gonna look close to that. Okay, so that's one. And then the way that I see it, I feel like this is like it's an eye-opening thing. Like for me, I feel that devs can achieve the DLSS 5 Grace look without having to utilize DLSS 5. You know what I'm saying? It's about the artistry. Now, people are complaining, oh, why are you going to take away the artistry and put this ass slop on top of it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the artist can make things look like that. Go back to Mass Effect, the first one. Not even the remastered. Go to the original Mass Effect and you look at, what's her name, the blue lady. I forgot what her race was. She looked real good. She was an alien and she looked photorealistic. And I was like, what was that, 13 years ago? Man, shoot. I'm saying that it is possible for these devs, these artists, to create that type of art without needing to use AI, without these things. Now, it seems like a Band-Aid. It seems like something, if it were to be widely adopted, it would speed up production or whatever, but then you would have the same problem with the Unreal Engine. Everything's going to look the same. Everything's going to look like AI slop. But that's about how they use the tools. Like, if you just say, oh, I'm just going to use the default AI setting, then everything's going to look the same. It takes the real true artists to go in there, tweak this, tweak that, make it their own, and then you say, okay, you know what? I just want to use it on the eyes. I got the skin textures covered, son. We did the photogrammetry on everybody's face. We got it perfect, okay? We don't need that. Lighting, what about lighting? We got ray tracing. We got path tracing. We don't need the stupid lighting, whatever. I mean, that's my other question. Is the DLSS 5 more efficient than path tracing or ray tracing? More path tracing, because path tracing is more intensive. So if it's not, why would you use it? And they're saying it is, but you're not convincing me when you have to use two 5090s to make it look the way it looked. So no, that's some bullshit right there. That's a bullshit, and those are some bullshots. No, they weren't bullshots. They were real, I guess. But the point is that it's not. It's a tool, and people are crying for no reason. Like I said, they're crying for clicks. They're crying for that. I did watch King's reaction. I was surprised because it's AI, and he was like, "This looks good." He was going for it. I was like, "All right, cool." And I wouldn't mind playing Starfield with that on there. I want to see all the different people in the faces. It looked good, but people are like, "Nah, it doesn't look right." Nah, I'm like, it looks better than what's there. Is that not a fact? Yes, it is. You can say it's subjective. It's subjective. Objectively, yes, it looks better. And if you're saying it doesn't, then you're lying to yourself and you're blind. And like I said, the problem with like using Starfield, for example, even though it does look better, it's still Uncanny Valley version 2 because of the animation, the facial animation, the procedural facial animation that they have in it, the AI animation that they have in the game. Another thing, AI is poison letters, not a word. AI is poison letters. Procedural generation. You know that's AI, right? You know it's just it's procedural. Well, how's it procedurally magic? No, AI procedurally generates the thing. That's what it is. So I'm like, look, it may be a simple routine. It may be written simply. It may not be like machine learning. It's still AI because it does it on its own. It's the whole kind of point of it. And there needs to, I don't know if there needs to be new terminology or whatever, but you say AI and it's automatically bad. 100% automatically bad. And I'm like, why? Like when they showed the Assassin's Creed Shadows and I think it was Homegirl was on top of the thing, and they showed the forest and stuff, and I was like, that looked pretty good. You know, it wasn't, they didn't show any faces, just all landscape and stuff. And when they showed the castle in as Oblivion with the castle stone, the walls, I was like, yo, that looks nice. I want to play that. But no. Nobody's saying nothing about it. They're like, oh God, look at Grace's face. Oh God, look at Leon. Look at him shimmering in the sunlight, in this moonlight sun. Y'all crazy. I mean, look, it's a cool technology, but I think it's more of a tool for devs to say, okay, we don't have no lights, let's put the lights for whatever, put some lights, and then they slap that on, use it as like in the back end and say, okay, that's what it okay, that's what we want to achieve, and then they go in and they do it themselves. I mean, like I said, if it's path tracing, then it's gonna look pretty close to that. But I think the problem with what they showed was it was a little over. Some of the shot, like the Leon shot especially, was superly like over. It seems like it was overproduced as far as the lighting setup. You know what it reminds me of? Horizon Forbidden West, where they had the hero lights around Aloy. They weren't realistic lights. It was like there's a backlight here, and it follows the character around wherever she is. And so I'm like, okay, that's not realistic, but it makes the character look good, and the graphics, and everybody's like, oh, the graphics look good. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta do your little hero lights and stuff, and then you'll get the same effect. Especially if you're doing path tracing plus the light. Come on, son. It'd be great. But you know, whatever. I'm just, I'm sick and tired of these content creators coming out here crying like BIs for no reason. Now, if you hate Nvidia, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't care for them. But we have to look at the technology for what it is, and then you say, okay, well, that's cool, but that's not realistic right now. It's an example of what can be achieved maybe 2 generations from now. Let's be realistic. That's not coming out this generation. It's not coming. The next generation that's coming, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get what they showed. We're not getting that. I mean, DLSS 5 will be out. It ain't going to look like that, though. Watch. It's going to be scaled down. It's going to look, it's not going to be the same. So, but, you know, all this crying is just sickening. I'm like, well, why? But anyway, I just wanted to say something real quick about that. I might put some clips or something of the stuff, but probably not, because y'all seen it 1,000 million times, so y'all know what it is. But yeah, I had to shout out Luke Stevens. I had to shout out for Tanga. Anybody else? I don't know. Young said something about it. Destin did a video too, but he didn't really. He was kind of in the middle. He was like, okay, that looks a little weird or whatever. What's his name? What's his name? I forgot his name. He's got the beard and stuff, but he, if I can remember, I don't remember, but he one of these characters said that they even changed the geometry is different. I was like, no, it's not. You got to pay. If you look closely, especially in the Starfield ones, look closely. It's the same geometry. And then that other game, I don't even remember what the game was called, but that one looked real good. It had like fruit and stuff, and the old dude was like with his beard. I was like, yo, that look. I mean, it already looked good, but when they put it, I was like, psh, that looks. If that was a still frame, you might think it's a picture, and that's where we at. And I'm like, yes, please, let's keep going in this direction. Just, you know, make it more efficient, make it better, and make it so that, I don't know if it's about Honestly, it really is like lighting and ray tracing / path tracing, mainly path tracing. Because I remember LA Noire, and I played that game, and they used like they did the actual faces and they slapped them on models, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's technology that you can do to, you know, I mean, Unreal does it too. So, and you just look at Hellblade 2, right? So I'm like, look, we're there. We don't need this. And this is a Band-Aid fix, but whatever, you know. I don't think too many people are going to use it because they're going to get... I mean, if this demo got all this slack and this hate, you think somebody's going to actually put this in a whole new game? I know Todd Howard's like, I can't wait to put this in Starfield. And I'm like, I mean, I would play it, but they're going to get murdered for it. You know, they're going to get slandered and all that stuff. And why? Why are people so upset? You want it to look better? It's AI Slop. Well, honestly, I'm going to be real. The Starfield stuff was the least offensive of all of those demonstrations. Like Hogwarts Legacy, I was like, okay, when they're with the old lady witch lady, I was like, that's a little too much. That looked like straight up AI pictures. And then they say, oh, this guy's supposed to be a teenager. Now he looks like a 40-year-old or whatever. I was like, whatever. But the Starfield one looked the best. Go back and watch it. I was like, oh, okay. All right. It's like, okay, it looks like a next generation. It looks like Starfield 2, if you will, for the Helix. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out, sharing, listening, like and subscribe. Hit me down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about DLSS 5. Do you think it's AI slop, or do you think it's a promising first step into the future visions of what we could be playing video game wise? You know, graphics. You know, y'all PlayStation dudes y'all ponies love talking about graphics and stuff. So there you go. There go your graphics right there. Enjoy. Anyway, I appreciate. I'll talk to you on the next one. Tilt weight.